Well, Russia launched over 200 missiles and drones at Ukraine, resulting in the deaths of 7 people and hitting energy infrastructure across the country, according to Kyiv. Meanwhile, neighboring NATO member Poland reported that a drone likely crossed into its airspace, and the attacks caused widespread power outages and disrupted water supplies in several regions, including parts of Kyiv. Now, officials indicate that the assault, marking 2.5 years since the full-scale invasion, was aimed at power and other vital infrastructure throughout Ukraine. In fact, we have with us international affairs expert Qamar Agha with us. Thank you so much, sir, as always, for making time for us on the World 24/7. Sir, how bad are things as per your assessment as we speak?
It's very sad. It's very bad. Flooding is taking place. Then, civilian areas are being targeted. Also, a large number of innocent people are dying. I think the time has come. International community should call for immediate cessation of hostilities, at least, if not, and ceasefire. That should be, I think, top priority. I believe, the Americans might like to have such as, because one thing is clear, the Ukrainian army can't win this war. That has been proved. And they cannot also, they're finding it difficult to liberate whatever the areas Russian forces have occupied. That is there also. Large number of Ukrainian troops are deserting from the post. This is what's happening. That's very serious development. And internal situation, we don't know much because emergency-like situation is there, martial law is there. So we don't know much about what is happening, but reports are coming, the people, they want peace, they want settlement of this dispute through negotiations. I don't know how much time it will take because otherwise, people from both sides keep dying, Ukraine has very superior military equipments, but you cannot win a war with only by military equipment.
Absolutely.
There has to be desire, there has to be, spirit of fighting. That the army is losing. That is the major problem which Ukraine is facing at the moment.
In fact, sir, this attack has also prompted Ukrainian officials to now renew Kyiv's pleas for Western weapons and also permission from Ukraine's allies to hit military targets in Russia.
Yes, they have asked yesterday, in fact, because what was happened earlier when Iranians have attacked Israel with missiles and drones. At that time, the Americans and the Britishers and French, I believe also, joined in to prevent Iranian missiles reaching at Israel. So similar situation is now they are asking, Americans and Europeans, that they should at least help us prevent Russian missile coming inside the country. But that's a very serious issue. I don't think immediately European would like to have, because that means, the spread of war into other countries also. So therefore, it will take some time. I mean, we'll have to wait and see how the Western countries are responding. Secondly, now situation is hotting up in West Asia.
Yes.
Two-way war would be very expensive for Americans and for Europeans also. And for Europe and America, Iran or this region, Persian Gulf region, is equally important because that is a major source of energy to global, almost 30-40% in this region. Oil and gas come from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, all these countries, and the problem is, the Saudis are also now virtually talking about independent foreign policy, willing to join BRICS, which means accepting the de-dollarization process. All these things are not acceptable to the Americans. Americans are putting pressure on Saudi Arabia not to do these things. But it looks like the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is continuing with his agenda. He's trying to make a balance between America and the West, but his relation with China is growing. His relation with the Russians are also.
As we've seen,
so
yes.
this, but I say this region is equally important. I think frozen peace is at least possible in Ukraine. Frozen peace means like North Korean type of situation. North Korea is still at war with South Korea, but no border clashes or such things are not taking place.
Yes.
So similar situation is possible, this sort of things should be possible because the American, because the army, local army, Ukrainian army is not in a position to fight with the Russian superior weapon systems. No, Russians are using.
Well, we have seen some movements in terms of the Ukrainian army making some gains into the Kursk region, but let's see, unfortunate times. We're going through unfortunate times lie ahead, certainly hoping a situation is somewhere on the radar. As always, thank you so much, sir, for making time for us and joining us with your valuable perspective.